Coming up on today's show, we're going to be talking the latest transfer portal rumors out there for the Crimson Tide. 3 different players are set, according to On3, to visit with Alabama this week. So we'll talk about those guys at the top of today's show. Also, Kalen DeBoer did mention some potential opt-outs for the ReliaQuest Bowl game against Michigan that Alabama will be playing in on December 31st here. And he also gave us an injury update on Jalen Hale. So that's all coming up on today's show. But before we get into that, make sure you guys share today's video for me. The boss has said we need to get our shares numbers up for the month of December. So the most shared video in the month of December so far for us here is 34 shares. I want to beat that today with at least 35 shares. That is our goal on today's video. So help spread the word to more Alabama fans out there. Go ahead and share today's video for me right now. All right, first up on today's show, we're going to talk some of the latest transfer portal rumors out there for Alabama. Like I mentioned at the top of the show today, On3 reported that 3 different players will be taking visits on Thursday with the Crimson Tide, coming up here on December 12th. And those 3 players, we've mentioned 2 of them so far. In our previous shows, we've mentioned Kelby Collins out there. We've mentioned Kevin Concepcion from NC State out there as well. But the new name that popped up today was tight end from Arkansas, Luke Hasz. I believe I pronounced his name right there. It might be Hayes. I'm not really sure exactly. I guess we'll find out, here in the future here. But look, Hasz is a pretty good tight end for Arkansas in his time with the Razorbacks. Going into 2024, he was on the John Mackey Award watch list going into the 2024 season anyways. But in that 2023 season, he ended up breaking his collarbone after just a couple of very good games actually to start off his career there at Arkansas, which is why he was also on the Comeback Player of the Year list as well. He will also have 2 more years of eligibility. So if this is a guy that you can get in the transfer portal, I think it's going to be a good get for Alabama. Like I said, he will be visiting along with those 2 other players on Thursday, and most of these could be multi-day visits as well for Alabama. He's a former 4-star player per the 247 Sports composite rankings. Pretty good size on him as well, 6'3", 240 pounds. And like I said, in his time at Arkansas, he started off his career, very, very hot. In the first 5 games, he had 16 receptions, over 250 yards, a pretty solid playmaking ability right there for him, over 15 yards per reception as well. But like I said, ended up breaking his collarbone in that 2023 season. Unfortunately, that came to an end very early for him. And I think this is what's most exciting about a guy like this is, you take Kalen DeBoer back to his time at Washington. You saw what they did with Jack West over there. You kind of got a little bit of a taste what they wanted to do with the tight ends this year. CJ Dupree, Josh Cuevas, I think were really, really good for you this year. But I unfortunately think, having Jalen Milroe back there, just not being able to take full advantage of the offensive playbook, I think that kind of hindered that tight end position a little bit to an extent, this year. But I think, in the future, you got guys like Ty Simpson, who we all think anyways will be able to throw the ball and distribute the ball to a lot of playmakers on Alabama's offense. I think getting another tight end, another playmaking tight end is going to be really good for Alabama because you're losing CJ Dupree, you're losing Robbie Oots. Both those guys are out of eligibility. You also had Danny Lewis Jr. hit the transfer portal as well. So you're losing 3 tight ends going into next season, and you only signed 2 in that 2025 recruiting class. So I think getting another tight end on this tight end depth chart is going to be a big key for Alabama, and I do really like this kid coming out of Arkansas. So get in the comments section for me right now, guys. What is the biggest position of need for Alabama here in the transfer portal? It's the pinned comment of today's video, so that ad's going to come here on YouTube. That's totally fine. You can ignore it. Go down there to the pinned comment and let me know what you guys think. Now, Alabama also got a punter, preferred walk-on punter, actually, Blake Boud from Colorado School of Mines. Now, I know that's a school that kind of kind of sounds like, the blind and the deaf and things like that. But look, this is a really good punter, and he's coming in as a preferred walk-on. And look, I think, the best way to explain this guy, just go to his Twitter page. He posts a lot of content on there of him, practicing in-game highlights and things like that. He has one highlight. You don't have to scroll very far to actually see it. They're snapping the ball from the 19-yard line. So officially, it's an 80-yard punt. But he actually kicked that ball from the 5-yard line and downed it at the opposite one. The ball, it goes out of the camera view, but you think the trajectory, kind of the way it's going, it's going to land about the opponent's, 35, 40-yard line, which is still a pretty good punt from your own 5-yard line. But it ends up going all the way to the 1. It bounces at the 20, bounces at the 10, and then checks up all the way down at the 1-yard line. So, look, you're losing James Burnap. He's out of eligibility this year. You did sign Alex Asparuoff in this 2025 recruiting class, but look, I think this is definitely an option that Alabama can have at that punter position. And I do think, at the moment right now, I do think Blake Boud has a very good shot to be your starting punter next season. We'll continue with some potential opt-outs here and Jalen Hale injury news here in just a second, but today's show is presented by Game Time. Game Time has a new feature now, guys, called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks just filters out all the fluff to show you only the incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Game Time Picks is just curation that makes it easier to save more on if you want to go to sporting events, you want to go to a concert, you want to go. One of my favorite things to do on Game Time is get tickets to go see stand-up comedy. My girlfriend, she really loves theater, so got to get on her good side there every now and then, go to a theater show, maybe go see the Christmas Carol or something like that coming up, right here before the holidays. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer you get to the start of the event. So if last second, you want to go to an Alabama basketball game, you can do that even cheaper if you buy tickets last minute on Game Time. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. They also have an all-in pricing feature. I love this feature as well. You just toggle this on and it shows you the total up front, so there are no surprise fees at checkout. They also have a panoramic view from your seat, so you can see exactly what your view will look like in the app before you buy your tickets. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app today, create an account, and redeem promo code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Check out GameTime.co for last-minute tickets. Terms do apply, but again, create an account and redeem promo code CHATSPORTS. That's CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. That link will be in the comments section and the description of today's show. So make sure you guys get down there and check that out. Download Game Time today, because what time is it? It's game time. Now, there's been a lot of discussion out there, with Alabama's season ending, the way that nobody really wanted it to. Who are going to be some potential opt-outs for Alabama's game against Michigan in the ReliaQuest Bowl? And Kalen DeBoer talked about that yesterday. This is what he had to say, and I don't really think it should surprise anybody. He said, what I feel right now, and I'm not saying there won't be one, but I feel like right now we're in a place where most of these guys are planning on playing. I don't care what round they're planning on going in, and, we'll see. But that's my early understanding. We've talked to a few guys. These guys are committed to this place. There's been a streak of 10-win seasons, and they've got a lot of pride in this program and want to continue to move it forward and want to play and spend one more game with their brothers on this football team. Again, we're in a good spot. And like I said, I don't think this should really surprise anybody. Alabama's had a phenomenal track record with guys not wanting to, opt out of bowl games or, whatever to that extent there. You think back a couple of years ago, when Alabama played Kansas State in a bowl game, Bryce Young, he went number 1 overall. Will Anderson went number 3 overall. Both those guys played in that game, so that should not really surprise anybody there. Make sure you guys are subscribed right here to the Alabama Football Report as well. It is free. We will never ask for money. We're going to put out free videos for you pretty much every single day for you guys. We'll keep you updated on all things transfer portal related, so hit that sub button for me right now. All right, Kalen DeBoer also gave us a little bit of an update here on Jalen Hale, saying that he will not play in the ReliaQuest Bowl, which really shouldn't also be a surprise to anybody. You know, he injured his knee back during Alabama's spring football camp, and they never really confirmed if it was an ACL or not there, but I think you can use some context clues there. It's been 7 months. Usually, I think those ACL injuries, usually like a 9 to 10 month recovery window there. So still not enough time for him to get back for this game. But, he didn't want to rule it out earlier in the season because they said that they were going to attack his rehab very aggressively. But look, there's no reason to push Jalen Hale going out and playing in that bowl game. I don't think that's really going to help anybody at the end of the day. But look, just looking to next season, I think this is going to be another just really fun asset in Kalen DeBoer's offense here. Remember back to his freshman year. Didn't have a lot of receptions, didn't really play a ton in that season. Did play 13 games. A lot of that was on special teams, though. 5 receptions, 148 yards there. Big play ability there for Jalen Hale. And look, if you're bringing Jeremy Bernard back, you're probably going to have Ryan Williams back as well. Adding Jalen Hale to that wide receiver room is going to be crucial. Having an extra guy step up for you because, look, at times, it seemed like you only had Jeremy Bernard and Ryan Williams out there running routes for you this season. So, and look, if you can also get a guy like Kevin Concepcion in the transfer portal, I think this Alabama wide receiver room is going to look pretty solid out there next season. You also signed Latsier Brooks and Derek Meadows in that 2025 recruiting class as well. And who knows, maybe a guy like Emmanuel Henderson can step up and get some more playing time next season for Alabama as well. So if you guys are excited to see Jalen Hale next year, I know a lot of us were very excited to see him this year. Unfortunately, got hit with that injury. But if you guys are excited to see him return from injury, go ahead and type me in the comments of today's video. All right, before we get out of here today, I just want to warn everybody out there, it is transfer portal season, it is troll season out there, and actually, this account, from the time I saw this tweet this morning to the time we were able to build graphics and actually record this video today, they even changed their name and their profile picture. This morning, I woke up, people were frantic, they were freaking out. I had this tweet in about 3 different group messages out there. It's just a completely wrong tweet. They actually had the Crimson Tide Sports Network's profile picture. They had the username as well. But then, look, guys, you got to look at the @ every single time. The UA Tide Network. Look, there's going to be a lot of trolls out there. There was somebody yesterday that changed their profile picture to the On3 profile picture, and they didn't change their @ because it's harder to change their @ but they changed their username on Twitter to On3 Sports as well, and just confused a lot of people, saying that Cam Coleman from Auburn went in the transfer portal as well. So look, it is troll season out there. Obviously a Vols fan right here. So there's going to be a lot of people out there trying to get a rouse out of a lot of Alabama fans out there. Look, if you see something, if you see somebody hits the transfer portal, just click on the profile, do a couple of minutes of, research on the profile before you start freaking out and sending it to your friends and everything like that.